Hi guys, I hope everyone is well. If you're in the UK, I hope you're enjoying this lovely little heat wave thing we're having at the minute. So today, this video is going to be mainly just me talking at the camera. I'm going to be talking about how exercise can have an impact on your mental health, because it's a thing that's quite close to my heart, because obviously I have my history with mental health and I'm also doing psychology at the minute. So yeah, I'm just going to be focusing on exercise because nutrition is a whole other topic and I don't really know that much about it. I can look into it if people are interested in that, and I can do another video on nutrition, but it would have to be a lot of research. So please let me know if that's something you'd want to see. If no one replies, I'll just not do a video on it. So I'm just going to be focusing on exercise today. So I thought I'd start elaborating a bit more on my kind of story and how it got me to exercise from mental health. I got diagnosed with depression. It started with me just feeling really low all the time. I didn't notice it before other people started to notice it, and people were telling me about it, and Jack noticed it. I talked to a youth worker at the school and she kind of suggested going to see a doctor because of how I was feeling. She was kind of the first person I talked to about it. I remember I asked her if I could just come talk to her a bit because she was a really lovely person and everyone knew how nice she was, and I just broke down in tears and I was talking to her for about 3-4 hours after school, and she told me to go to the doctors. And then I ended up, my parents noticed it and they kind of like cornered me and asked me what was going on, and I told them what I thought was going on, and they told me to go to the doctors as well because they were worried in case it was something more physical, like iron deficiency, that kind of stuff. So I went to the doctors, got referred to CAMS, which is basically just therapy for young people, and started therapy there. But before I even got diagnosed, I went to the gym for the first time with a few of my friends, not even thinking anything was going to come of it. It was just a social thing. They were like, we're going to the gym, do you want to come? Because there was a gym where we were going to school that you're allowed to go in younger than 16. So I started going there with them and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't doing anything amazing. I think we went on the cross trainer for about 20 minutes and the treadmill for 20 minutes and then that was it. But it was really good. So after I went with my friends for the first time, I started going by myself and just doing cardio because I didn't even know about weights or anything at that time. So just doing cardio, and I remember it got to a point where I was literally doing 2.5 hours just because it was a place for me to be, and it was a place where I didn't really have to talk to anyone. I didn't have to think about anything. I was just doing cardio and it made me feel better just being out of the house and feeling like I had something to do, because at that point I didn't feel like I had anything in my life that was making me feel any better, so it was just something to do. When I was going through all my therapy, I mentioned that I was doing exercise more, and my therapist said how much of a good thing that was for my recovery and stuff. So when I was going through my therapy, I ended up doing, I went to the gym, and then I was also doing stuff in my room, like trying to get abs and all that kind of stuff without knowing whatever the hell I was doing. But even though I wasn't doing anything that would have improved anything, I mean obviously it might have made me a bit fitter or whatever, it still helped me. And then I was going through my recovery, and then when I got to 6th form, a guy I was in 6th form with, his mum was actually a personal trainer, and he did weights, and I was telling him how much I liked the gym, and he was asking if I'd ever done weights, and I was like, no. And he was like, well, come with me and I'll put you through sessions and stuff. So I went with him, and that was kind of like how I got into weights, and then it just spiraled from there, and it really helped me. It was a social thing when I was going with other people, it just made me feel mint. Like after leaving the gym, it was the best feeling in the world. Like I could have done anything, and that was still when I was going through depression as well. So it it just gave me those highs when I felt like I didn't have any highs in my life at that point. Yeah, and from there, I think I mentioned it in the last video, I left sixth form, did an apprenticeship, and then realised I want to help people do what I did and see how exercise can help their life. Because I think the thing at the minute is a lot of people think either exercise is either for them or not for them. There's people who are just like, oh no, exercise isn't for me, when it's not really that kind of a thing. It doesn't have to be you do it or you don't, and anyone can do it. You don't have to be like on an absolutely strict training regime. You can just do it. And yeah, so I wanted to help people exercise to improve their mental health, and then I realised I wanted to go more in the mental health thing, so I'm doing psychology at uni. So yeah, that was my little story. When I went to the gym at first, I had to do a little presentation on something that I was passionate about, and I did it on mental health and exercise. So obviously as well, I'm doing psychology, so I'm quite into research. So I've done a bit of research into how things can help. So yeah, this is all like research based. I'm not going to say anything that hasn't been proved or shown in studies. The first thing I'm going to talk about is depression, because obviously that's where I came from, and I think that's the main thing. Obviously there's so many different disorders it could help with, and this video could go on forever, but I'm going to focus on depression because it's such a common thing now. Ever since I've went to uni as well, I've realised how much of a common thing it is for people to have, so I'm going to focus on that. It's been proven to be an effective treatment for depression, so much to the extent that some doctors, when the people are getting diagnosed with depression, they're actually prescribing exercise instead of meds. And it's not to say that meds aren't needed at all, because some people aren't going to respond well to just exercise. But when it's been in studies, it's actually been proven to have just as good of recovery rate as meds, and even some therapy. It's also been shown in studies that active people are less likely to be depressed as well. If you're feeling low, just try it. I mean, it's not going to do you any harm if you're just going in and doing cardio. Even in these studies, even just a moderate or just a little bit more active than sedentary is better than nothing. So yeah, try it, see how you feel. So there is a lot of things that exercise can do. Again, I'm not going to say it's a miracle worker, because these are just studies. That doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, but there are cases where this has happened, otherwise it wouldn't be in the literature. It's an amazing thing, it's an amazing thing. Like I say, like, it helped me through it. It gives you that escape. I mean, that's just all the sciencey bit of it. If you're talking about, literally, if you take somewhere like Pure, obviously where I worked, our gym, it kind of, the regulars has that community. There are regulars who don't even know each other outside the gym, but when they go in there, they know faces. Even people who don't talk to each other, they know faces, and it gives you that kind of sense of belong, which you kind of lose when you're going through a disorder in most of them. So even just going to the gym could be beneficial for you, or beneficial for anyone, because it gives you that just sense of, I'm at the gym, I'm like, and that could be beneficial in itself, never mind doing exercise. And it can just be fun. It doesn't, like, exercise is hard if you're going through a strict training program, but it's also really fun. You can really enjoy it, and that in itself can make you feel better anyway. And that's as well if you're going with other people. Like, if you're going with your mates, it can be a laugh as well. And my classes, loads of people came with other people, and they'd be giggling when they couldn't do something. Yeah, it doesn't have to be in a gym, it could just be exercise. But yeah, I think the moral of all of this is exercise doesn't have to just be exercise where you're like, oh crap, I've got to go do cardio. It's something that can improve your mental health, it can stop signs of aging, it can do all this thing. So even if you just do a little bit compared to what you'd do if you did none, it could really be beneficial to your mental health. I mean, this isn't even going into all the physical sides, this is just mental health. And that's crazy, because everybody does exercise because, you know, it's good for your heart and that kind of thing, but there's the mental health side too, and I think more people need to know that. If anyone wants to know anything else, I'm more than happy to research stuff if I don't know it already. I'm more than happy to do a video on it, either and just answer questions in the comments. I hope this has been beneficial. That was my story. It really helped me. If you're feeling low though, don't just think, right, I'm going to start going to the gym and that's going to make me feel amazing. It could make you feel amazing, try it, but if you're still feeling low, go to the doctor. I couldn't stress it more. Right, so that's it. I think it's gone really long and I apologise for how long it is, but there was a lot to cover. Let me know if you have any suggestions for more videos, what you want to see next, and yeah, enjoy the sun. See you later, bye.